As we see AI doing more and more, we're all wondering, will there be a place for humans in the future, or will AI just do everything? And on my side, being a writer, director, content creator, storyteller, I'm seeing and using the tools to generate content, writing, video, audio, etc., and questioning, asking what human skills will still be valuable as this technology advances. Someone who was a filmmaker in the traditional way, the traditional film industry back in the US, I live in Bali now, but I was living in LA in the Hollywood film industry, and I had so much trouble getting movies actually made. Obviously, the cost of making a movie the traditional way is so high, and I ended up making one independent movie that I wrote and directed. You can see it on Amazon Prime or Apple TV. And I was on my way to directing my second movie. My first movie came out in 2019. I was on my way to directing my second movie in 2020. Of course, 2020 happened, the COVID pandemic, and that kind of not just derailed that movie, but basically derailed my whole filmmaking career because of just the effect that it had on production and the film industry. And long story short, I ended up in Bali in 2022 now, spring, like exactly 2 years ago, and figuring out what to do next. And more recently, as these AI tools have developed and seeing what they can create, I'm wondering, like, where does that leave me? What am I going to do? It can write scripts. When ChatGPT first came out, started using it to write everything, and people still are, obviously. It can write scripts, it can generate video, audio, and where does that leave me? What's my role in the process, especially as the technology gets better? Because a lot of people are dismissing it because it's not perfect yet. It doesn't, you can't really make a full movie that is the equivalent of a Hollywood studio movie. It's not there yet. So people are dismissing it. But if you're paying attention to it and you're using the tools like I am, you can see how quickly it's advancing, and then it will get pretty damn good in the not too distant future. And so I'm trying to set myself up to still be, of use in that future so I can do stuff. And so what I'm identifying as the way that, what AI can't do and won't be able to do, that there will be a place for me. And it simply doesn't and won't have a unique human perspective and creativity. It will be creative in a sense, like it creates different options, but it just doesn't have that unique perspective that only one human can have, because it's amalgamating, it's combining so many different resources and sources and human sources, and taking these averages and combinations. It's not the same as one unique human perspective from a human that has lived a particular life and mixed together all their experiences, but through their own perspective. And so this is the key to not just surviving, but thriving in an AI future, is to develop your own unique style and voice that no one can copy, not even AI. And that means you really need to develop a very unique voice, right? This is not a new piece of advice, right? There's always, in the arts, in business, right? There's always an emphasis on being unique and standing out, but now it's magnified even more because, first of all, the internet. So now everyone is visible, whereas before you could take someone else's style and just move to a different town and no one would know the difference and you could do fine. Now we have the internet, and that makes everybody more visible, and you can see whose style is unique and whose is copied. And then we're adding AI, which is going to be able to copy a lot of styles. And so there's just going to be a lot of very similar type of content, of writing, of art, and of thinking, essentially, because AI, what AI puts out, what people consume, what you consume affects your thinking, right? Give an example of me developing my own unique voice and style, because I don't think there might be some exercises. There are some exercises that have you sit down and write out your unique points and see how they combine your unique characteristics. This developing a really unique voice and style is not something that you just sit down and figure out. it takes experimentation. It takes effort in doing it, and then observing and continuing to iterate and seeing how the response and continuing to iterate. So it doesn't come just from sitting down and doing it or deciding it, right? So for example, something I did recently to keep working on developing my unique voice style was I did a one-man show, which it was 2 hours long. It was a live stage performance. It was just me. Obviously, it's a one-man show. It's just me. And this combined, I had written movies and stuff, so there was a long-form story there that was using my movie writing skills to write along. It was structured like a movie, this 2-hour show. It was just me, so I performed as myself and a voice in my head, right? So it was basically a buddy comedy between me and the voice in my head. It's like the neurotic voice in my head that seeds self-doubt and questions everything I do and annoys the crap out of me. So I was playing that voice as a character with a different voice, a different physicality, and I was playing myself. And so it combined my storytelling skills, it combined my directing skills because I was essentially directing myself in the performance, brought out some performance skills, which are newly developing more recently. I was a writer and director for most of my adult life, and so it was behind the camera and not really performing much. So that's a new skill and style that I'm performing. Performing is a new skill that I'm developing. And so anyway, point being is, did the show, and it's just part of developing my own unique voice and style, right? Because that show is not something that anyone else can do. It also involves stand-up comedy. I've spent a lot of time writing and studying comedy. And it was also all personal stories from my life. It was all about my life. So again, no one else has that experience. So using my own life experience, no one else has that. And point being is not necessarily that you should do a one-man show or one-woman show. Point being is doing something that only you can do and combining different experiences, different skill sets, different interests and passions into one thing that no one else could do, right? Like this one-man show, no one else could do it. It combined different skills, my own life experience, and different styles of theater, right? It was both, there was stand-up comedy in it, there was long-form storytelling, there was theater like a play because I was playing two characters interacting. So it was just this weird, unique combination of things. And the point being is I put a lot of work into that show. Writing it took a while, then rehearsing, I had to memorize 2 hours of straight, and then performing it. Not to mention, it was like a lot of deep, dark secrets were revealed in that show, and a lot of tough experiences that I went through were brought back up for the show. And so it was very emotionally taxing and intense. But this is what it takes, is my point really, is that it does take digging deep inside of you and pulling out things that are maybe not uncomfortable, but that only you can express, and then expressing them in an unusual way, or in your way, rather, and which is then unusual because you're the only one doing it. And this can translate to all kinds of different art or different writing or different content besides a one-man comedy, long-form storytelling show like I did. But it is, the essence of it is really important for everyone. Creativity, empathy, storytelling, these are the skills that are going to be more valuable in the AI future. And that is what is going to be the role of humans that develop those skills. And everyone else is going to be replaced by AI, because technical skills will just be less valuable because AI will be able to do a lot of the technical stuff. And so these unique human skills like creativity, empathy, storytelling, those are the ones that are going to we're still going to need humans for, and the AI is not going to replicate. But it takes time and work to really develop those skills, develop storytelling, creativity, empathy, to take those to a level that is unusual, that is beyond what an AI can replicate. Is going to take time. It takes a lot of hours You all know the 10,000 hour thing from Malcolm Gladwell. It just takes a lot of time to master a craft, to develop a skill set to the point of it being world class. But you can do it. And remember, it's not about one skill or one thing. It's your unique combination of your skills, your passions, your experiences that is going to stand out, right? You've probably heard the expression category of one, right? The idea here is to create your own unique category of one by combining different skills and experiences and just capabilities that you have into creating this category of one so that you're unique, you stand out, and you're not replaceable by AI. Now, this video or me personally, I'm not anti-AI at all. I'm actually very pro it. I use AI tools every day. I use writing tools like ChatGPT and Claude AI. I use image generation tools like Midjourney. I use video generation tools like Runway, audio generation tools, 11 Labs. This is not about beating AI. This is about using AI, or I support, and not just support, I encourage strongly to use AI, but using it to enhance your own creativity, not replace it. And again, the human creativity, the humanness that you bring to it is key, but use AI tools to help you. And I've talked more about that in the last video, and I'll talk more about that in the future videos, like more specifically how to use AI tools to enhance your creativity, enhance your creative output, make different kinds of content. You can, if you look at the shorts in my YouTube channel, you'll see about 20 or so fun little comedy superhero shorts that I made using all AI tools. So you can see the kind of stuff I've been making. But the point is figuring out how to use AI tools to enhance your creativity and your creative output, but developing your own unique voice and using the tools to make stuff that it could only come from you, even though AI is used as part of the process. To wrap up here, AI is going to take a lot of jobs and a lot of roles in different industries and in the arts, everywhere. And a lot of people are going to be replaced by AI. But if you don't want to be, you got to become irreplaceable. If you don't want to be replaced by AI, you have to become irreplaceable. And the way you're going to do that is if you develop craft of your own, you develop a true craft that lean into your humanity, creative craft. You have to develop your creativity and bring your humanness to it, meaning your human emotion, your human experience, your empathy, and bring that into whatever you are creating, because that cannot be replaced by AI. But it takes time, it takes vulnerability, it takes courage to really do that, to really bring your humanness to it. Because again, the surface level stuff is going to be easily replaced by AI. It's only the deeper human connection, the human emotion, the deeper human stuff is the stuff that's not going to be able to be replaced by AI. But it takes courage, and it takes time to develop the ability to express that in a way that resonates with other people, which is the key here. AI doesn't make stuff that's going to resonate with humans. That part has got to come from humans, the deeper part, the part that really connects on a deeper level. That's it for this video. I'm making these videos every day, documenting my journey through this whole new age of AI and creativity. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.